In the heart of Africa, there was a bustling town called Zandari, a place where merchants shouted in the marketplace, children played in dusty streets, and the smell of roasted food floated through the air like a spell. But among all the stalls and all the traders, one man's name stood above the rest: Malam Sefiu. They called him the king of roasted chicken. His stall was always surrounded. Men returning from the fields, women with baskets on their heads, even travelers passing through, everyone stopped at Sefiu's place. For a few coins, he served meat so tender, so juicy, that people swore they could never taste anything better again. Mothers said, no celebration is complete without Sefiu's chicken. Children cried and tugged at their mothers' wrappers until they got a piece. Even visitors from villages far away carried his name back home. His fame spread. His wealth grew. And with it, so did his pride. But in Zandari, whispers have a way of following success. And not all whispers are blessings. Some said, this man's chicken is too cheap. How does he make so much and still sell it for less than others? Others muttered, sometimes the meat tastes bitter, strange, but people don't care. Still, no one dared to question him. For Malam Sefiu's smile was wide, his charm convincing, and his stall always full. Until one morning, fate pushed a young father into the shadows of his secret. His name was Jonas. He was an ordinary man, a farmer, a husband, a father of two. His children adored Sefiu's roasted chicken, and that morning Jonas promised them a feast. He walked to the market, humming a tune, a smile on his face. The smell of roasted meat reached him before he even saw the stall. Smoke curled lazily into the sky. The fire crackled. The grill sizzled. For strangely, Malam Sefiu was not at the counter. Jonas frowned. This man never hides when there's business. Curious, he stepped closer. He called out softly, Malam Sefiu? No answer. Then he noticed it. A wooden door at the back of the stall, slightly open. Jonas hesitated. He knew he shouldn't pry. But something inside urged him on. Slowly he pushed the door and peeked in. What he saw made his knees tremble. Inside the dim room, Malam Sefiu bent over a filthy sack. With rough hands he dragged something out. Its wings hung loosely, its claws stiff, its feathers black as night. It wasn't chicken. It was a vulture. Jonas's mouth went dry. His chest tightened. He wanted to run, but his legs refused to move. He watched as Sefiu tossed the dead vulture onto a wooden table. With frightening speed he plucked the feathers, chopped the body into pieces, and dropped the meat into a freezer. Jonas whispered under his breath, shaking, "My God, this is what we've been eating?" Then, disaster. His foot brushed against a metal pan. Clang. Sefiu froze. Slowly he turned his head, his eyes sharp like a predator. A butcher's knife glistened in his hand. Jonas ducked behind a crate, holding his breath, his heart hammering against his ribs. Sefiu sniffed the air, muttering to himself, his steps heavy against the dirt floor. For a moment, it felt like he would strike. But then, with a grunt, he turned back to his grisly work. Jonas wasted no time. He tiptoed back, burst through the door, and fled into the street. That night he could not eat. His wife begged him, "Jonas, what troubles you?" But he only shook his head, staring at the food like it was poison. He could not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Sefiu plucking feathers, chopping meat, and smiling as the town devoured it. And the question burned in his mind. Should I speak or stay silent? Because in Zandari, silence sometimes means survival. Days passed, but Jonas could not live in peace. He sat at the dinner table, staring at the roasted chicken his wife had bought. His children smiled, tearing into it with joy. But Jonas, he pushed his plate away. "Papa, why don't you eat?" his little daughter asked. He forced a smile. "I'm not hungry." But inside his stomach twisted. Every bite reminded him of vultures. And Jonas wasn't the only one with doubts. Other vendors in the market began whispering. Some claimed they had seen black feathers among Sefiu's waist. Others swore the meat had a strange, bitter aftertaste. But whenever suspicions rose, Sefiu laughed it off. "Jealousy," he said. "They envy my success." And his lover, Amina, defended him fiercely. "My Sefiu is an honest man. These lies are from those who cannot stand his greatness. But doubt is like smoke. You can cover it, deny it, wave it away, but it still seeps through cracks." And soon, the smoke was too thick to ignore. It was the season of Zandari's grand festival, a time of music, dance, and feasting. The town square filled with laughter, drums beat like thunder, and the air was thick with the aroma of roasted meat. This year, the chief made an announcement. "To honor our people, all roasted chicken for the festival shall come from the pride of Zandari, Malam Sefiu." The crowd erupted in cheers. Plates were served. Meat was passed around. But then, silence. A child raised his small hand, holding a piece of meat. His voice trembled. "Mama, this chicken has a claw." Gasps spread through the crowd. The mother screamed, pulling the piece from his hand. Everyone stared in horror. It was not a chicken's claw, but the curved black talon of a vulture. Panic. Shouts. Faces pale with shock. "What is this? My God, what have we eaten all these years?" The chief rose to his feet, his voice booming. "Sefiu, come forward." Trembling, Malam Sefiu stepped into the center. His charm was gone, his smile vanished. "Is this chicken or vulture?" the chief demanded. Sefiu stammered. No, it is chicken. I swear." The chief's eyes burned. "Then eat it yourself." The word struck like a knife. Sefiu's hands shook. His lips trembled. His throat locked tight. He could not take a single bite. The crowd roared in rage. "He cannot eat it. Yet he made us eat it." Guards rushed to Sefiu's stall. They tore open his freezers, his sacks, his hidden crates. And there it was, dozens of dead vultures, half-plucked, half-roasted, their stench filling the air. The people spat on the ground. Women wept. Men shouted curses. Even Amina, who had once defended him, covered her face in shame. Her voice broke. "So all this while, you fed me this filth too?" The chief raised his staff, silencing the mob. His judgment was swift. "Malam Sefiu, you shall never sell food in this land again. Burn his stalls. Let the smoke warn all who deceive their people." And that night, flames devoured Sefiu's once glorious stalls. The smoke curled into the sky, dark and heavy, just like the truth he had hidden. The people of Zandari learned a painful truth that day. Not every sweet aroma hides a sweet secret. Not every smiling face is pure. And not every gift is love. Sometimes it is poison wrapped in kindness. If a seller cannot eat what he sells, you must never taste it. 4 lies may fill your belly for a time, but in the end, they will always leave you sick. And so, the tale of Malam Sefiu lives on. A warning to every hungry soul. Trust not only what pleases the tongue, but also what feeds the spirit.